A sleek black SUV rolled to a smooth stop outside the Brandon Lux Hotel in downtown Denver, its tires crunching over the circular gravel drive as twilight bathed the mountains and high-rises in a haze of steel blue and amber. Out stepped Camille Rowe, 45 years old, confident without being loud, poised without trying. A black woman in scuffed leather loafers, a sharp navy blazer over a cream sweater, and a canvas tote that had been through years of meetings, airports, and late nights. No designer branding, no flashy jewelry, and certainly no entourage. Camille didn't need any of that. She wasn't here to be recognized. She was here for a bed, a hot shower, and a few hours of quiet before the early board meeting she'd be chairing in the morning. A suite. Her suite. The one they always held for her, even if she booked last minute. That was the deal. Always had been. Inside, the lobby gleamed. Marble floors, brushed gold accents, the faint scent of eucalyptus and money. Guests milled around in tailored coats, sipping wine and tapping on tablets. A quiet, expensive hum of wealth at ease. Camille walked straight to the front desk. Behind the counter, a young woman looked up without moving her fingers from her keyboard. Her name tag read Claire Weston. She looked maybe 24, hair pulled into a loose, frizzy bun, chipped blue nail polish clinging to her fingers, and the kind of distracted focus of someone on the tail end of a long shift. Camille offered a polite, calm smile. Checking in. Rowe, Camille. Claire blinked, typing. Then she frowned. Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Rowe, but we're completely booked tonight. Reservation only. I don't have you on the list. Camille's smile held. Still relaxed. There's always a suite reserved for me. Claire raised a brow. Not tonight. Sorry. Her tone walked the fine line between dismissive and defensive. Camille placed both hands lightly on the counter, her tote resting against her hip. This is the Brandon Lux Hotel, right? Claire nodded slowly, her lips twitching into a smirk. And you're telling me there's no record for Camille Rowe? Claire shrugged. I mean, maybe you meant to book the Brandon Plaza? They're 3 blocks down. The words were sweet, but her tone suggested she was brushing off a confused tourist. Camille didn't move. I'm not confused. This is the right hotel. I don't usually have to explain this, but my name is Camille Rowe. I'm the owner. The typing stopped. Claire laughed, soft, disbelieving. Loud enough that a man at the bar turned to look. A couple near the fireplace raised their brows. You're saying you own this place? Claire said, louder this time. Camille remained still, patient. Call your manager. Claire scoffed, picked up the phone, and muttered into the receiver. A few moments later, the assistant manager appeared, mid-30s, red tie slightly askew, clipboard clutched in his hands like a shield. Good evening, ma'am. I'm Tyler Grayson. Is there a problem with your reservation? No, Camille said. There's a problem with your staff. I'm Camille Rowe. I built this hotel from the ground up. I'm not asking for a favor. I'm asking for the suite that's always reserved for me. Tyler's face shifted. Surprise. Then panic. He looked from Camille to Claire, who now looked genuinely rattled. Let me double-check something, Tyler stammered. Security arrived next, 2 guards flanking the lobby, their eyes sweeping toward Camille as if assessing whether she might be a threat. She didn't flinch. She pulled her phone from her bag and made a single, quiet call. This is Rowe. Brandon Lux, Denver. I'm being denied entry. Fix it. She ended the call and slipped the phone away. Stillness. Like the room had shrunk around them. Tyler returned minutes later, brows damp with sweat. We're just verifying your identity, Ms. Rowe. Standard policy. Claire clicked at her keyboard as if trying to summon a different outcome. Still nothing under Rowe, she mumbled, avoiding Camille's eyes. More murmurs. More guests pretending not to watch. Camille said nothing. She didn't need to. Then the elevator chimed. 2 men stepped out, both in a hurry. One wore a crisp gray suit, the other a corporate polo. Their faces were tight, their urgency evident. The man in the suit spoke first. Ms. Rowe, he said, breathless. We're so sorry. This is completely unacceptable. I'm Mitchell Lane, Regional VP. This is Carl Benson, District Manager. Your suite is ready. Car's on standby. Your breakfast order has been confirmed. Claire's face turned ashen. Tyler backed away like he'd touched a live wire. Camille nodded once, her voice calm. All it took was one call. Mitchell turned to Claire and Tyler, his voice low and clipped. You're both on report. HR will contact you in the morning. Expect retraining protocols and formal reviews. Carl added, this goes beyond a mistake. This is image damage. Security quietly melted away. The rest of the lobby fell silent. Camille didn't gloat. She didn't sneer. She simply turned, gathered her keycard, and stepped into the elevator as if nothing had happened. Upstairs, in Suite 1401, the lights were dim, the view sprawling. A tray of avocado toast and black coffee waited by the window. A handwritten note from the kitchen staff apologized profusely. Camille sat down, slipped off her loafers, and stared out at the skyline. Denver sparkled below. Her city, her building, and yet the old ache sat in her chest. She thought back to Chicago. 20 years ago, her first job out of college. A junior analyst mistaken for an intern, then for catering. Once, at a conference, a hotel employee had handed her a toilet brush and gestured toward a clogged stall. She'd smiled, done the work, and made a silent VOW. No one would make her invisible again. And yet here she was, still fighting the same fight. She could have blown up the story, gone viral. She had press contacts on speed dial. But that wasn't the win she wanted. Camille Rowe didn't build Brandon hotels for headlines. She built them for people like her. People who needed to be seen, valued. The next morning, she walked into the glass-walled conference room near the concierge desk. Mitchell and Carl waited, along with HR rep Dana Wu, Claire, and Tyler. Let's hear it, Camille said, taking her seat at the head of the table. Claire's voice cracked. I didn't think. I didn't know. You didn't think the black woman with no suitcase and no entourage could be the boss, Camille finished. Her voice was calm, firm. Claire swallowed hard and nodded. Was I rude? Loud? Aggressive? No, Claire whispered. Then why did you doubt me? I assumed, Claire said quietly. Assumptions are not neutral, Camille replied. They're costly. Dana cleared her throat. We've begun disciplinary action. Retraining is underway. Tyler will be reassigned. Claire will complete a probationary program focused on bias and guest interaction. Camille nodded. That's a start. But this isn't about punishment. It's about awareness. Real training. Real change. She stood. I built this place so no one else would feel like I used to. So no woman, no young worker, no overlooked guest would feel unseen. Make it count. Later that morning, Camille found Claire alone in the break room. Cold coffee. Puffy eyes. Claire looked up, startled. I'm not here to scold you again, Camille said, sitting across from her. Claire looked down. I messed up. You did, Camille agreed. But I've been you. I've been tired, underpaid, overjudged. So I'm not here to drag you. I'm here to tell you to do better. Claire nodded, eyes wet. Respect starts at the front desk, Camille said, rising. It doesn't wait until the guest pulls rank. When she left Denver, the Brandon Lux lobby had returned to its usual rhythm. Luggage rolled. Coffee steamed. Smiles flashed. But behind the scenes, everything had changed. Training modules were rewritten. Guest evaluation protocols were updated. Bias prevention was now standard. Camille had scheduled surprise visits to random properties. She would be the test case. The mirror.as her SUV pulled away toward the airport. She held a note from Claire in her lap. Thanks for seeing me. I won't waste it. Camille smiled faintly. She wouldn't stop. 15 hotels. Dozens more to go. She'd keep walking into rooms where people didn't expect her. And she'd keep turning that expectation on its head, not with outrage, with power, with presence, with quiet certainty. Because Camille Rowe didn't need a name tag to prove who she was. She had already built the house. And now, she was teaching them how to live in it.